Welcome to another video. My name is Hayden Poulin. I'm an entrepreneur with 6+ years of lifting experience.
And my name is Brian Perry. I'm a exercise science student at the University of New Hampshire with 4+ years of training experience.
Together we decided to start a fitness coaching brand to help others achieve their fitness goals, and today's video is going to be on what is the best workout split. Our first split is going to be the upper-lower split. This is a great start for beginners because you really only have to work out about 4 times a week. However, only working out 4 times a week, you can still hit each muscle twice a week, which is pretty much the goal of what you want to do. Also, only having to work out around 4 times a week, it's a little bit more flexible, a little bit more convenient for those busier people who may not be able to get to the gym, 5 to 6 times a week.
A con for this split would be less specialization per muscle group. So doing an upper body day, you're not going to be able to do 2 to 3 workouts per muscle group. So it's not what we would say a pump focus workout. You're just hitting one workout per muscle group and getting through the day. But with it being a 2-day split, the less specialization is fine because you can do this split anywhere from 4 days a week to 6 days a week.
For the more advanced lifters, this may not be your go-to because it's not as hypertrophy focused, really hitting your singular muscles really hard and causing a lot of strain. You're kind of just getting almost minimal what you need in the least amount of days as possible. Our second workout split is going to be push-pull legs. This is going to offer you the chance to really hit each muscle at a much higher volume, okay? And that's going to lead to it being more hypertrophy focused. You're really going to get a lot of strain on each individual muscle, okay? This also is going to offer more specialization to be able to, put in different workouts and really do a lot of different things for each muscle.
Yeah, and with it being higher volume, that's going to result in longer workouts. Because training at such a high volume, you are focusing on specializing each muscle. So you're going to hit 2 to 3 workouts, maybe even more per muscle groups. Like, for example, I do like 3 workouts for my triceps on push day and 2 for my chest and then a couple for my shoulders. That can be a very long workout at the end of the day. And with it being a 3-day split, it's going to require more weekly time because you want to hit a muscle group usually 2 times a week to have that higher frequency. But not a lot of people can follow a 6-day training split.
Some people decide to move their shoulders from their push workout to their legs workout, maybe to shorten their push workout, or just take some load off instead of doing so much volume on one day. But you should still have plenty of time to recover after a rest day to then again hit your push workout just fine after moving shoulders to your leg day.
Yeah, and another variation I've seen with the split is switching the push and pull days, because some people say, and I kind of agree with it, that when you hit pull, which is your back, and then you go do like an RDL or some hamstring workout on your leg day, it can affect your performance.
Our third split is going to be the full body split. This is going to offer really high frequency because you're hitting every muscle in one workout, okay? That means you could hit, all your muscles 4 times a week if you really wanted to. Most people will do more like 3, okay? This is going to be your easiest form of programming because, you're really just doing basic movements for each muscle because you don't have, a lot of space to throw in variation. But yeah, so this is even more for people who don't have a lot of time to get to the gym. Like we said, you want to hit your muscles twice a week. So if you really can't make it to the gym, you could go twice a week if you really wanted to. But we would suggest getting up to 3 or 4 days a week and it'll be more beneficial.
Yeah, and with hitting full body, you're going to do probably more compound movements, which means you're using multiple joints and muscles within one movement, like the bench press or the squat, the deadlift. But the cons to full body can be the sessions can feel rushed. You may not feel like you're in the gym long enough or hitting the muscle hard enough. And that results because of lower volume. And with lower volume, it's not the best for hypertrophy most of the time for most people. Everybody's different though.
Like he said, if you're really focusing on growing your separate muscles, more of like that bodybuilder type look, you're really not going to want to go with full body because you're not able to target the specific muscles directly.
This split is best for someone that doesn't have much time to work out throughout their week, but also wants you to stay healthy and fit.
Our fourth split is going to be the Arnold split, okay? It goes chest, back, shoulders, triceps, and biceps for your arm day, and then legs. This is going to be very similar to the push-pull leg split. Pretty much the same pros and cons, high volume and really good for hypertrophy. Some people, what I do is whenever I decide to do an Arnold split is usually just because I'm getting, a little bit tired of doing a push-pull legs, so just to switch it up, get some new workouts going, a different pump. Like I really like an arm and shoulders day, of course, because it's a great pump. It's a fun pump to hit all those at the same time. But yeah, and vice versa. If you get sick of the Arnold split, then you can go back to the push-pull leg split for just something fresh.
And like you said, the cons are going to be similar to the push-pull leg split. You're going to have longer sessions, and it's going to require more weekly time if you want to train at a higher frequency, which is hitting each muscle group 2 times a week, which is going through each day twice a week.
Which leads you to, again, 6 days in the gym per week, which can be a little bit too much for some people.
Yeah.
Our fifth workout split is going to be the bro split. The pros are, this is going to allow you to have fairly short workouts. This is because you're only focusing on one muscle a day, okay? So say one day you're only training biceps, okay? So you can go in, maybe be out of there in a half an hour, if not less. And this is also going to allow for specialization for each muscle, obviously, because you're going to be focusing only on that one muscle, doing plenty of volume and really giving it plenty of fatigue. Another thing is lots of recovery time. This split is really popular for bodybuilders who are on prep for a show because it allows them to only hit one muscle group per day, which gives them plenty of recovery time when they might be low on nutrients to recover.
With having longer recovery time, it can also be a con though if you're not an enhanced athlete prepping for a show. So, with having longer recovery time, that means you have less frequency, not enough frequency for suitable hypertrophy standards. So, you're not going to build as much muscle over time as you would if you're training a muscle group 2 times a week, for example. So, this is recommended for only enhanced athletes because they have that additional testosterone boost to build more muscle. For anyone that is natural or doesn't have enough time to train every single day for each different muscle group, it's best to pick a simpler split.
However, say you only have about 30 minutes or so to work out, maybe before you have to go into work, we would still suggest doing something like this rather than just not going at all.
Yeah, something is always better than nothing.
To end off the video, we're gonna go over what we like to do and some recommendations. So my split is a little bit different from all of those, although it falls closest to the push-pull legs, okay? I go a push day, a pull day, back and by, a leg day, and then I have a separate day only for shoulders. This is because I like to hit every part of my delt, the front delt, the side delt, and the rear delt. So when I was putting my shoulder day with my legs or my chest day, I found that I wasn't hitting all those spots and I really wasn't getting much growth from that. So I decided to add a whole nother day so that way I can really hit my delts very well.
Yeah, and my split differs from his. I do a traditional push-pull legs most of the time, but sometimes I like to mix it up and do a push-pull legs and then rest day and then go into an upper-lower split and then rest and repeat. That just gives me some variation. Maybe it's because my schedule doesn't work out and I don't have enough time to focus on one muscle group, so I'll just do an upper day, get it done quickly, and then a lower day, get it done quickly.
And if you're finding that your progress might be slowing down and you really don't want to switch to another split, another thing you can do is try to switch some different workouts in and out, give you a little bit of variation, and you might put you over that plateau.
Another thing to do if you're hitting a plateau is to start tracking your workouts. Track how many sets you're doing, track how many reps you're getting, and track what the weight is on those reps. And see over a week span, or a week or two span, see if the weight's changing, going up or down, and adjust from there.
So we talked about it, and the both of us decided that the best split that we would do if we had to do it for the rest of our life would be the push-pull leg split.
Yeah, and I think that because you're It's enough training volume, enough frequency, and you can work around it a lot. You could only go to the gym 3 times a week if you really had to, or you could do 6 days, or you could even do a couple days off and follow it into the next week.
However, we do recommend sticking to a set schedule of working out and rest days. That's going to be most optimal for muscle growth. Thank you guys for stopping in. If you would like to start your fitness journey with us, all you have to do is text STRIVE to 603-728-5806. Thank you, and we'll see you very soon.